Next, we're going to practice using the quadratic formula to find solutions to a quadratic equation. I would recommend only using the quadratic formula if you know your quadratic equation is prime. If it is prime, you are either going to end up with a radical solution, something that involves a square root, or an imaginary solution, or both. If you use the quadratic formula and your equation is factorable, it'll still work. You'll get a whole number, and that's perfectly fine too. It's just a lot more work, in my opinion, than factoring it and using the zero principle. Regardless, we are going to practice using the quadratic formula with this equation. So we have an invisible 1 in front of our x, so that's our b. So we have negative 1 plus or minus the square root of 1 squared minus 4, 3, negative 2. And this part should look familiar, right? We used this portion of the quadratic formula when determining if a quadratic expression is prime. Finally, we divide it all by 2a. So let's go ahead and simplify what's inside that square root. 1, negative 4 times the negative 2 is a positive 8 times 3 is a plus 24 over 2 times 3, which is 6. So we'll have negative 1 plus or minus the square root of 25 over 6, or negative 1 plus or minus 5 over 6. So what does that plus or minus mean? This means that we have two solutions, as we do for several different types of quadratic equations. One solution is going to be negative 1 plus 5 over 6. The second solution is negative 1 minus 5 over 6. So we're going to have to simplify both. We get 4 over 6, or 2/3 for our first solution. We get negative 6 over 6, or negative 1 for our second solution. So we can see, because we don't have any radicals or imaginary numbers in this system, in these solutions, we could have factored this. And in my opinion, factoring it would have been a lot less work, but this is how the quadratic formula works in action, and it can show you what a time sink it can be if you don't try factoring first.